Good afternoon, Lancer fans. Welcome to Lawrence High School here in Lawrence, Massachusetts for this varsity tennis matchup between Adam DiCiaccio and Michael Willis of Lawrence High. A beautiful afternoon here. We're going to play 12 games between these two. Again, Willis for Lawrence, DiCiaccio for Lowell Catholic High School. The Lancers here hosting this matchup in varsity tennis. A beautiful spring afternoon here in the spring 2025 athletic season. Once again, we are going to play one set here as the first serve goes into the net. Second serve coming up here for Willis. Reduces the velocity on that second serve. And he gets the point as DiCiaccio returns it back into the net. So Willis ahead 15-love. Folks, thanks so much for joining us here on LPS Media. A very special broadcast. This is our first ever coverage of Lawrence High School varsity tennis. We are very proud and very happy to bring you this coverage for the first time ever. Second serve from Willis gets over. Approaches with a nice backhand. To the forehand now, Willis. DiCiaccio slices it over. DiCiaccio trying to bring the heat on that return, but he sends it into the net. First game here, 30-love. Willis leading over DiCiaccio. Willis in the foreground here, serving for Lawrence. In the blue shorts and the white shirt. And again, the first serve into the net. Second serve coming up for Willis. Reducing velocity again on the second serve. Willis with a nice little drop shot. DiCiaccio sends it to the far side corner, but it was out. And Willis is up 40-love here in the first game. First serve clips the net for a let. First serve, second serve, right, beg your pardon, that one out of the serving box. And so DiCiaccio on the board, 40-15, the score here in the first game. Once again, just a reminder, one set of action here. Willis and DiCiaccio playing 12 games here on the varsity court. Willis gets the point. He's got the first game here, 1-0. Michael Willis, for the first time ever in the history of LPS Media, the winner of the first game of this set. He's up 1-0, and now DiCiaccio will serve. The first serve goes out. Second serve. Willis comes up short on the return. DiCiaccio leads 15-love here in game number 2. $15-love. DiCiaccio on top here. First serve. First serve is out of bounds. Second serve. Nice forehand smash there from DiCiaccio to pick up the point. He's up 30-love. $30-love here in game number 2. First serve comes in low, straight into the net. And here comes serve number 2. as DiCiaccio has to fetch the ball, pushes it back in towards the net where it won't cause any problems. Here's the second serve. Calmly served over. Nice forehand there from Willis. No bounce there. The backhand from Willis. Willis can't drop it over the net. And DiCiaccio is up 40-love. Willis went up 40-love in game number 1. He took game number 1. And now DiCiaccio is up 40-love here in game number 2. First serve straight into the net. Second serve is calmly sent over the net. Willis lofts it over. DiCiaccio slices. The backhand from Willis goes out, and DiCiaccio wins game number 2. We are tied up 1 game apiece here between Michael Willis and Adam DiCiaccio of Lowell Catholic High School. And now we move on to game number 3. And that one well left by Willis. He lets that one go over the baseline to pick up the point. 15-love here in game 3. First serve is in. And the return from DiCiaccio goes wide left. And Willis takes a 30-love lead here in game 3. First serve is in for an ace. What a serve by Michael Willis. Picks up the ace to go up 40-love here in game 3. One game apiece here. Willis trying to go up 2 games to 1. Another good serve, and the return is low from DiCiaccio. Willis wins game number 3, and he wins it quickly. 2 games to 1. Michael Willis of Lawrence High on the lead.
Oh my God, a car is going towards me!
Make sure you look both ways before crossing the street, and do not use your phone. Now that you see this clip, it's a great example of how to cross the street safely.
Back to the action here from Lawrence. Willis leading over DiCiaccio 2 games to 1. We will go to game number 4 here. As mentioned earlier, we're going to play a total of 12 games as DiCiaccio takes the 15-love lead. Willis leading 2-1. DiCiaccio serving. DiCiaccio in the black shorts and black shirt. And in the background, Willis in the blue shorts and the white shirt. Nice return there from Willis, bringing the heat after the serve from DiCiaccio. The forehand smash is good to tie it at 15 each here in the 4th. DiCiaccio going to the far side of the court to serve. Nice return there by Willis, and DiCiaccio gets the point. 2 bounces on Willis's side. 30-15. Now serving from the middle, DiCiaccio sends it into the net. Second serve coming up. Backhand smash by DiCiaccio, well returned. And out of bounds there, Willis picks up the point. DiCiaccio sent that one just a bit long. We're all tied up at 30 here in game 4. First serve is off the mark from DiCiaccio. Second serve coming up. A ball from the neighboring court disrupts play for just a moment. Misplay there from Willis as DiCiaccio is able to convert after a nice second serve there. And DiCiaccio serves again. This time the first serve is returned but wide into the side lobby from Willis. That one goes long. DiCiaccio 40-30 in the lead here. And Adam DiCiaccio serving for the game. First serve out of bounds. Second serve coming up. And a double fault there for DiCiaccio, and we have a deuce here in set number 4. Adam DiCiaccio of Lowell Catholic on the first serve, sends it into the net. Second serve coming up here as DiCiaccio tries to take the advantage. The forehand goes out of bounds, and the advantage will go to Willis. Beautiful afternoon here in the Merrimack Valley. Temperature is around 65 degrees, a very slight wind of about 6 to 7 miles an hour. A sunny afternoon here. Perfect weather for tennis. Absolutely perfect weather for our first ever broadcast of varsity tennis here at Lawrence High. Once again, we are very honored and privileged to bring you this coverage of Lawrence Lancers athletics. Here's Willis on the return, sends over the forehand, and smashed back into the net there by DiCiaccio. Willis with the advantage here, trying to clinch game number 4. Can he do it? We'll find out in just a moment. Trying to break the serve of Adam DiCiaccio. Both players have held serve throughout this set. First serve goes into the net. Here comes a second. Backhanded over by Willis. Forehand smash goes out of bounds, and Willis takes set number 4. It is 3-1. All right, we move on to game number 5. The first serve of game number 5 from Michael Willis clips the net and goes over. Second serve is returned, but inbounds there as DiCiaccio picks up the point. 15-love, trying to break the serve of Michael Willis. Three games to 1. Willis leading over DiCiaccio. Here is the serve. And it goes long. And we'll have a second serve here from Willis. Second serve is over, and the return is sent back, but over the baseline and out of bounds. 15 all. This is the 5th game between Willis and DiCiaccio. Willis held serve twice and then broke the serve of DiCiaccio in the 4th game. Nice return by DiCiaccio, but no, it does go out of bounds. Too much mustard on that one as Willis takes the lead here in game 5. Second serve coming up for Willis. Nice forehand return from DiCiaccio. And the return also on the forehand from Willis goes out of bounds. DiCiaccio wins the point to make it 30 all. Once again, 30 all here in Game 5. Willis leading 3-1. First serve, no good from Willis, just a bit out of bounds. Second serve, into the net. A double fault for Michael Willis, and DiCiaccio has a chance to break the serve of Willis for the first time this afternoon. So here we go. Willis serving, and it's break point for DiCiaccio. Willis was able to break the serve of DiCiaccio. Now, can DiCiaccio return the favor? First serve was out. Here comes the second serve from Willis. Once again, break point for Adam DiCiaccio. It goes out of bounds on the second serve. DiCiaccio is back in it. He breaks the serve of Michael Willis. Welcome back, Lancer fans. 3-2. Willis with the lead over DiCiaccio. Willis of Lawrence High. Adam DiCiaccio of Lowell Catholic. DiCiaccio, having just broken the serve of Michael Willis, will serve here to try and tie things up at 3 games apiece. First serve comes to the near side and is out of bounds. Second serve is up and over. Backhanded back over by Willis. Nice little rally here in game number 6 between these two. The forehand smash goes well out of bounds there from DiCiaccio. It is 15 all here in game 6. Willis leading overall 3-2. First serve from DiCiaccio. Sends it over. Good velocity on the serve, but just slightly out of bounds. Second serve sent over calmly. Forehanded back by Willis, and the return from DiCiaccio goes out of bounds over the baseline. It is 30-15. Willis in the lead here in game 6. DiCiaccio ready to serve again here on the left side of your screen. Serving to the far side. Clips the net. That was a let, so another first serve. It is sent over. And it's out of bounds, so here's the second serve. Forehanded over by Willis, and DiCiaccio sends it in short. 40-15, Willis with a chance to break here. Double break point for Willis. DiCiaccio set to serve, down 40-15. First serve is out. Here comes the second. Return is a forehand. Willis trying to play that one aggressively into the corner, but it goes out of bounds. 40-30, it remains break point for Willis. DiCiaccio will try to create the deuce situation here. First serve is in. Backhand by Willis comes up short. And we have a deuce here in game 6. First serve of the deuce is out of bounds. Here comes the second serve from DiCiaccio. Backhanded back over by Willis. Forehand slice. Nice little backhand there by Willis to take the advantage. So here we go. Another break point for Willis. You'll see in the bottom left side of your screen that little plus icon means that Willis has the advantage here and can break the serve of DiCiaccio. It's a good serve there by DiCiaccio, and Willis sends the return well out of bounds, and so we're back to a deuce. First serve out of bounds from DiCiaccio. Second serve sent calmly over. Here's the forehand from Willis. And the forehand from DiCiaccio comes up short. Once again, advantage Willis here in game 6. Willis leading 3-2 as we work our way through 12 games here between Willis and DiCiaccio. First serve into the net from Adam DiCiaccio. It's break point here for Willis. Excellent shot there down the line from DiCiaccio. Gets that one to stay in bounds, and we're back to a deuce. DiCiaccio to serve. First serve is good, and the best Willis can do is send it right back into the net, and DiCiaccio has a chance to tie things up at 3 games apiece. He has the advantage here in game 6. First serve rejected by the net. Here comes the second serve. Again, DiCiaccio takes the velocity off of that one. That allows Willis to smash it with the forehand. And we're back to a deuce. DiCiaccio gets ready to serve. 40-40. Deuce situation here in game 6. First serve is sent over. Nicely returned with the forehand, but it's just out of bounds to the near side lobby. And DiCiaccio, for the second time, has the advantage here in what is becoming a very long game number 6. These two competitors fighting hard. The backhand from Willis is out of bounds once again to the near side lobby. DiCiaccio with the advantage for the 3rd time. Forehand this time is inbounds from Willis. And DiCiaccio sends that one out of bounds. And we're back to a deuce. Serve from DiCiaccio. Well returned by Willis, and DiCiaccio smashes it into the net, and Willis has the advantage here. Another break point for Michael Willis. Let's see if Willis can get the break here for Lawrence, as the first serve is out of bounds from DiCiaccio. And that one out of bounds to the near side from Willis. Back to a deuce. This epic Game 6 continues. These two competitors going back and forth in this deuce situation, with DiCiaccio serving for Lowell Catholic. Here's the serve. Goes out of bounds. Second serve coming up. The forehand attempt with velocity from DiCiaccio goes out of bounds over to the far side, and it's break point again for Willis. He has the advantage here in Game 6 for the fourth time. Now DiCiaccio gets ready to serve, as Willis will once again try to get the break here. And the first serve out of bounds. And here's the second serve. Calmly backhanded over by Willis. Another backhand from Willis. Overhand shot. Another overhand shot. And that second overhand shot overpowers Willis, as DiCiaccio staves off another break point, and we're back to deuce here in Game 6. First serve out of bounds, and the second serve coming up for DiCiaccio. Willis again is leading 3-2. A critical moment here in this match as we try to resolve this deuce situation here, with DiCiaccio serving for Lowell Catholic. This should prove to be a major turning point in the match. Whoever is able to win here in game number 6 will have a ton of momentum after these two have been absolutely battling here in game number 6. And the forehand goes out of bounds. DiCiaccio picks up the advantage. He has a chance now to win game 6 and possibly tie this thing up at 3 games apiece if he can just pick up one more point here, as Willis will try to bring it back to the deuce. Here's the serve. First serve no good from DiCiaccio. And into the net. Deuce once again. Willis calmly there was able to move a stray ball away from his feet and still make the return. DiCiaccio sent it with the forehand into the net, so we're back to a deuce here in game 6. First serve into the net. Second serve is over. Forehanded back by Willis. And that one is sent long. Willis has the advantage, and yet another break point. Will this be it? Can Willis finally get the break over DiCiaccio? Or can DiCiaccio pick up the point on his own serve and try to bring it back to a deuce? First serve is long. And second serve coming up. Willis looking for the break. Sends it over with the forehand. Backhanded by DiCiaccio. Forehand sent to the back. Sliced over. Nice low forehand there by Willis. Going for the smash, and he gets it. Willis finally winning game 6 4-2 now. That was an absolutely critical game between Willis and DiCiaccio. Michael Willis getting the break to go up 4-2. Still only a difference of 2 games between these two, but that's a heartbreaker for DiCiaccio, who fought hard, who was serving there for about 20 minutes in that 6th game, as Willis now serves here in game number 7 of the set. That one goes long off the forehand from Willis. It's 15-love in favor of DiCiaccio. First serve from Willis, rejected by the net. Second serve now. Nice little forehand slice on the return from DiCiaccio, who now moves to the backhand. Smashing with the forehand, but inaccurate. A little bit too low from DiCiaccio. 15-all. Willis with the serve, gets it in on the first serve, and the return is out of bounds long to the far side of the court. Willis 30, DiCiaccio 15 here in game 7. Into the net on the first serve. Second serve is over, backhanded back by DiCiaccio. The forehand inaccurate from Willis into the net, 30-all. Once again, 30-all with Willis leading 4-2. Willis, the benefactor of breaking the serve of DiCiaccio twice, as DiCiaccio sends the two-handed forehand out of bounds to the far side of the court, and Willis a chance to clinch game 7 between these two. The set is clinched by Willis as the return off the first serve goes out of bounds from DiCiaccio. Back to the action here from Lawrence. Willis picking up victories in game number 6 and game number 7. Game number 6 was a lengthy one where Willis broke the serve of DiCiaccio. Willis holding serve in game number 7. So we move on to number 8 here in the set between Willis of Lawrence High, Lancers, and DiCiaccio of Lowell Catholic. And DiCiaccio serves here in game number 8 between these two. Willis with the lead, 5-2. We will play a total of 12 games here between these two. Willis in the driver's seat. $15-love. Willis on top. DiCiaccio to serve again. First serve. Into the net. DiCiaccio with a low first serve percentage, making it easier for Willis to try and break as the return is in bounds. Solid rally here between these two. Nice velocity on that forehand by Willis. Now switches to the backhand. And running forward, DiCiaccio couldn't come up with it. 30-love here in Game 8 as Willis wins the point. DiCiaccio serving for Lowell Catholic. Again, short on the first serve. Second serve is over. Nice forehand there from Willis, and DiCiaccio tries to return it with a forehand of his own, but he comes up short once again, straight into the net, and it's 40-love. Willis on top. 5-2. We are in game number 8 of 12. Nice rally here. Willis to the forehand. And it was inbounds as Willis wins game number 8 on a strong forehand smash. Willis 6, DiCiaccio 2 here as we move on to game number 9. The return off the serve of Willis. DiCiaccio sends that one out of bounds, and Willis takes the 15-love lead. So at this point, with Willis winning game number 8, the worst he can do is a draw, and he can clinch a victory if he's able to win this game. He can serve for the win here. He's up 15-love. Regardless of the outcome, we will be playing 12 sets here from Lawrence. As that one was just out of bounds. 15 all here in game 9. Willis with the serve. And the serve outside. Second serve is in. Nice smash there by DiCiaccio. And Willis was able to return it. DiCiaccio comes up short on the forehand. 30-15 in favor of Michael Willis of Lawrence. Willis leading here in game 9. First serve off the mark. Here comes the second. Forehand smash is returned back by Willis, and this one out of bounds. Willis up 40-15. And we're going to call this a match point, a double match point, in fact. Willis trying to go up 7-2 here, which would be an insurmountable lead. But once again, we will be playing 12 total games here in this set between Willis and DiCiaccio. The serve is in bounds. DiCiaccio sends it back out of bounds. And Willis picks up game number 9, 7-2. Willis clinching victory here. He now has an insurmountable lead. Willis 7, DiCiaccio 2. We move on to game number 10 here with DiCiaccio serving. 3 more games to go here, including this one. Nice backhand there. Met at the net by Willis. Willis now tracking all the way back to the baseline. Just out of bounds as Willis earns the point. Folks, we want to thank you so much for joining us here on LPS Media, your home for Lawrence Lancers athletics. We are privileged and proud to bring you this coverage of Lawrence High School varsity tennis for the first time ever in school history. LPS Media is here broadcasting for the Lawrence Public Schools YouTube channel, Comcast and Verizon cable channels. For the first time ever, you are watching Lawrence High varsity tennis on your screen, and we are so proud and so happy to bring you this coverage. We want to thank our broadcast team for making this broadcast possible. Our producer and editor is Mr. Jason York. My name is Jay Oza, and thank you as always for watching this special broadcast. And Michael Willis of Lawrence High School playing an excellent match here against Adam DiCiaccio of Lowell Catholic. He's got a triple break point, and he's going to try to pick up a victory here in the 10th game. Double fault as DiCiaccio sends that one out of bounds. 8-2, Willis leading over DiCiaccio.
$1,600,000 accidents are caused by texting and driving every year.
330,000 of them end in injuries, and 4,015 end in death.
You're 23 times more likely to crash when texting and driving will slow the reaction time.
There are many ways to lower these statistics.
One way is to mute your phone or leave it in your pocket and ignore it.
If you have a smartphone, you can download these apps.
Text blocker,
Execution and
AT drive mom.
Welcome back, Lancer fans. Thanks for joining us here on LPS Media. 10 games done. 2 more to go here as Willis leading DiCiaccio 8-2. Here comes the serve from Michael Willis of Lawrence High. His first serve goes out of bounds. This is the 11th game between these two competitors. Once again, first time ever bringing you varsity tennis here on LPS Media. We're so proud to have this coverage for you. And once again, we want to thank our student crew as well as our producer and editor, Jason York, for making this broadcast possible. Willis leading 15-love in game 11. DiCiaccio sends the ball back over as Willis will continue to serve. Serve is up and over. And it was out. Willis to serve again, up 15-love. Here's the second serve. He gets this one in, and the return from DiCiaccio goes out of bounds. 30-love in favor of Willis here in game 11. Willis now on the first serve into the net. Second serve coming up. It's 30-love. Here in game 11, Willis leading 8-2. And here is the second serve. Reduction of velocity. And the second serve does go out of bounds there, so it's a double fault. DiCiaccio picks up the point to make it 30-15. And again, Willis off the mark on the first serve. Second serve, he gets this one in. $30 as Willis having a little trouble with his serve here in game 11. Once again, off the mark, comes up short on the serve. Here's a second serve. Double fault, and DiCiaccio has a break point here in game 11. One of DiCiaccio's 2-game wins was a break of Willis. Let's see if he can get another one. And he does. Willis stumbles here in the 11th, and DiCiaccio breaks serve to make it 8-3 with one more game to go. Here we are in the 12th and final game between Willis and DiCiaccio. And it is Adam DiCiaccio of Lowell Catholic serving. Gets the second serve in. Nice backhand to the near side, but it was just out of bounds into the side lobby here on the near side of the court. 15-love with Willis on top here. And this will be the final game of this set between Willis and DiCiaccio. First serve from DiCiaccio goes long. Here's the second serve, and it's a double fault for DiCiaccio. $30 with Willis leading. Again, this is the final game of this set between Willis and DiCiaccio. Here's the serve. The first serve is left. Second serve. Inbounds. Forehand smash from the near side. DiCiaccio sends it in short. It's 40-love and a triple break point now for Willis. And DiCiaccio going to try to dig himself out of the hole here in game number 12. Willis leading 8-3. And that first serve was on the money from DiCiaccio. 40-15 now, and still a double break point for Willis. The serve. Nice rally here. Willis trying to get the W here against DiCiaccio. The return goes long, and Willis picks up the victory in game number 12. And in our first broadcast of varsity tennis action here at Lawrence High School, Michael Willis picks up the victory. 9-3. What a pleasure, folks. We want to thank you so much for joining us. A historical broadcast for us.